The pro-Obama liberal media has turned up the heat to trash Melania Trump's performance as our First Lady. Major liberal outlets that only have praise for Michelle Obama are now going a step further by publishing scandalous headlines about Melania, and one of them went too far. It claims that Melania is not First Lady material, and boy did they just get a nasty surprise from FLOTUS that made them cry. Page 6 published one of the lamest stories ever printed, titled, "Former Roommate, Melania Doesn't Socialize Enough." If you think no one would read that story, you're wrong. The leftist losers are gobbling it up, and it's trending on social media. It's a clear attack on Melania as the First Lady of the United States, and it's written by Richard Johnson, who writes only pro-Obama pieces and trashes the Trumps every chance that he gets. So what are the big revelations that Johnson wants us to know? Well, brace yourself for this bombshell. Melania Trump's former roommate says the First Lady still has her Slovenian accent because she doesn't get out enough, reports Page 6. Yep, that's a real gossip piece. It's a sad little smear campaign by the pro-Obama media, and you know what it tells us? That's all they got. The report adds, Swedish stunner Victoria Silvstedt, Playboy's Playmate of the Year in 1997, lived with Melania in Paris when they were both launching their modeling careers. But while Silvstedt liked partying, Melania shunned the spotlight. She never wanted the attention. She was always very quiet, Silvstedt told a source at the Fina Hotel in Miami Beach, Florida. Melania still has her accent because she doesn't socialize enough to get rid of it. Melania didn't need to respond directly, and she dropped her nasty surprise on them in a different way. In fact, she did it in the best way possible. What the Obama minions and the hardcore Trump haters don't want you to know is how she lived her life, and it's all on record by the same roommate. Having shared a Paris apartment with Melania Trump in the mid-90s at the dawn of their modeling careers, Victoria Silvstedt described her as very determined, very ambitious, so strong-minded, very Slovenian and such a good person, reported WorldNet Daily. It's not easy to move in with a stranger coming from two different countries. We really got along very well. She would never go out and want to party. She was very determined, very serious in her work, said Silvstedt. She really wanted to work hard and make it. She probably didn't come from the richest family in the world. She really wanted to fight and work and help her family like every other person who's got a career and is working their way up. It was a platform for her. Ambitious and a fighter, that's how I remember her the most. She never gave up, that's for sure. I could see in her eyes that she would make it. I have only amazing things to say about this woman. Wow. She is a really special person, very kind, Silvstedt said. If you have her as a friend, you can trust her. Americans saw right through these attempts to trash the First Lady. These aren't new remarks by Melania's former roommate, so why did Richard Johnson not include them in his Page 6 report? Because they have an agenda, and that agenda is to destroy her. Her former roommate did get one thing wrong though, as she made these remarks right after the election. Silvstedt said, Melania was very high fashion. She will be a beautiful First Lady, that's for sure. I'm sure a lot of designers want to dress her, and will fight to dress her. We all know the liberal designers on the most part shunned Melania as a client when she became the First Lady, but there is no one who can say she has not utterly outclassed two former FLOTUS, Michelle Obama and Hillary Clinton. Melania Trump isn't pretending to be anyone but who she has been her whole life, a hard worker who exudes grace and class. The liberal media is in tears, searching for the one thing to publish to make her look bad, and all they do is make themselves look bad.